And you're very welcome back to Dubs TV here in Parnell Park, and we're coming to you live with the intermediate football final for 2020. And we've got Naomh Barróg taking on Naomh Fionnbarra, and that action is coming to you very, very shortly. Throw-in expected in about 4 minutes' time. Referee Luke Lacey in charge of proceedings here this afternoon. And we've already had one final this afternoon. The junior final, which was won by O'Dwyer's, comfortably so in the end against St Monica's. Really commanding performance from O'Dwyer's there. So one last match up for decision here this afternoon. As I said, Naomh Barróg against Naomh Fionnbarra in the intermediate football final for 2020. Well, what about the two teams that we have here for you this afternoon? And we will start with Naomh Barróg. No changes as I understand it. Joint managers Darren Flood and Kevin Higgins happy with the team that they announced during the week and that they sent into us. And a panel of 26 in total selected. They've had 3 rounds of matches in Group 3. They've had a quarter-final against St Margaret's, and they've had a semi-final win against St Pat's as well, all of which brings them to this county final here this afternoon, a county final that they've been waiting for and looking forward to hugely. Obviously they lost the 2018 final, so that will be in the minds of some of the players here this afternoon, and at the moment they're down here below us for the coin toss, and we see the Naomh Barróg captain there, Bradley Line, and they have, Kieran Gallagher, and they've lost the coin toss there. So Naomh Fionnbarra with first blood, as it were, here this afternoon. We'll go to the Naomh Fionnbarra team. And again, what a week they've had. They won the hurling title last week indeed, and 23 of that squad are represented here again today. Indeed, 12, numbers 1 to 12. Played last weekend in the hurling, and it's really just a full forward line that weren't involved. So what an achievement for them to win the hurling last week. And Niall Brady speaking to Dubs TV, so eloquent after that match that they won against Coola. The big boost to the area, and giving everyone reason to celebrate, and they'll certainly make it a year to remember well. If they manage to follow that up with a football title, it will be even better again. So really looking forward to this afternoon. Two clubs steeped in history. Naomh Barróg obviously representing Kilbarrack, and Naomh Fionnbarra representing the parish of Cabra there. 22 teams, over 450 members that Naomh Fionnbarra have. And again, the conditions here in Parnell Park are absolutely superb. A slight breeze blowing from left to right as we're looking at the pitch there. But really, apart from that, it's glorious conditions for football. And even in that first match that we had, O'Dwyer's and St Monica's, there wasn't too much interruption with that wind. It's not so strong that you would that it turned it into a game of two halves or anything like that. But it's definitely something that the goalkeepers would need to be mindful of. As I said, Luke Lacey will be the referee here this afternoon, and just one late change I should bring to your attention that's come to my attention here. But we will pause for Naomh Fionnbarra. Well, Naomh Fionnbarra there, cutting across my late team news, which is that Adam Riley starts in midfield for Naomh Fionnbarra. Jay Rowe missing out there, and there is also a number swap in terms of the Naomh Fionnbarra jerseys. So Adam Riley will wear number 19, and Anthony Costello will wear number 20. Anthony Costello, who went so well in that county final, the Senior Hurling Championship B final last week that they won against Coola. 1-1 he got in that game. And again, we'll see if Anthony comes off the bench and can have a similar impact on this game here this afternoon. Another one of those subs here this afternoon, like Chris O'Brien, who got 7 points in that county final last week. So again, players out there this afternoon with plenty of experience of playing in Parnell Park on county final day as recently as last week. But what a win it was, and what an occasion it was for the parish of Cabra and for everyone involved with the team. And as I said, a great interview with Niall Brady, their hurling manager, after that game, and you can just see the emotion, what it meant to him and to his management team and all the players, and indeed the parish of Cabra, as I mentioned before. So just keeping an eye here to see if there are any further late changes, but as I look at it, I don't think so. So as it stands, Naomh Barróg line out as announced during the week, and Adam Riley is the only late change for Naomh Fionnbarra, and he starts instead of Jay Rowe. And again, it's my understanding that there isn't any injury to Jay Rowe. It's just a straight swap, so Jay, if needed, he'll be coming in. Again, for anyone at home, Naomh Fionnbarra wearing blue and white and Naomh Barróg wearing green and red. First blast of the whistle from Luke Lacey, the referee here this afternoon, and Naomh Fionnbarra will get us underway with the first attack. That's taken there by Carl Grimes. Looks up, sees what options are available. A foul there by Connor Gibson on him, and this will be a first free of the afternoon. And it looks like Lee Cooney will be the one to take this. In goals for Naomh Barróg, Anto Brady roaring the instructions there. And they go back. They went back to Carl Turner there. But Lee Cooney has it back now. Coming under pressure. Owen O'Connor and Paul Tolan. That's a big hit there from Mick McCarthy. And in the end, well, that's very loose there from Carl Turner. And here's Ryan Alexander. He could make hay here. Instead, Sean McHugh will get it. Brooke Owens trying to put pressure on him. A little tug of the jersey. There's definitely a foul there now. There was the first tug of the jersey. There was a second hit. And again, that all came about from the loose pass from Carl Turner. Really, he wasn't under too much pressure. You can see him there. He was back helping out Brooke Owens. Number 5 on his back there, but easy enough decision for the referee Luke Lacey to make this early in the game. And as we look at it there, this is Paul Tolan, and he'll have the first opportunity at a score for Naomh Barróg. And Barróg, who lost the 2018 final, but have had a really good year so far, finished top of Group 3. And he hits that one in, and well, that could have been allowed to go wide, but they decided to keep it in. Indeed, I think it was Conor Carberry who kept it in, so the danger's still there for Barróg. And here comes Mick Tolan, but they've lost it in contact. Good work by Naomh Fionnbarra and their backs, and they'll look to build again now. Here comes Eamon Dillon, renowned Dublin hurler, superb footballer as well. Will play, but too many steps. And again, so far in the early exchanges, coming out 50-50. And Alexander pinging that towards Sean McHugh, and he struggled to contain it. Really nice play from Conor Carberry. Aaron Costello. Conor Carberry. Jared Dodrell, older brother of Glenn, who's playing on the opposite wing. Now the early ball and the long ball in towards Lee Cooney, but they let that bounce in. Here comes Lossie. Lossie make it in! What a start for Naomh Fionnbarra, and Wayne Lossie low and hard past Anto Brady. Oh, that's a super start. And again, I was saying that they were 50-50 in the exchanges, but the long ball in, the bounce caught them out, but it didn't catch Wayne Lossie out. That was super. Really nice play between himself and his full forward. Great start. The perfect start for Naomh Fionnbarra. On the attack again, Glenn Dodrell. And is that the perfect add-on? It is. That's Carl Grimes with a point. And again, There's an old saying that once you score a goal, can you turn it into 4 straight after? And that's pretty much what Naomh Fionnbarra have done, pretty much from the next play. Did really well to put the pressure on the Naomh Barróg kick out. And then they've managed, in the space of a minute or so, they're 4 points to the good. Great start to this game for Naomh Fionnbarra. And to Brady, nice kick out there towards Kieran Gallagher. Naomh Barróg captain. Support here from Dan Higgins. Higgins tearing forward, he looks in towards his full forward line. Forward line of all 3 of them have made the run now. It's a bit late for him to be looking up to kick it into them. Connor Gibson, bit of space. Gibson settles himself with the left. Gibson, and that's a lovely answer from Naomh Barróg and from their midfielder Connor Gibson. And important for them to get that score, just to settle them into it after that sucker punch, the 2 sucker punches from Naomh Fionnbarra. But we see it again. The options dried up for Dan Higgins, carried it maybe a little bit too far, certainly for his full forward line, but managed to regain his composure. Saw Gibson, who was out on the left, and again, just lovely strike from Connor Gibson with his left. Lars Sweetman got away with one there. And again, the hurling goalkeeper last week against Cool in that county final. Football goalkeeper here this afternoon. And as I said, he got away with one there. Brooke Owens under pressure from Sean McHugh. Sean McHugh did well. Paul Tolan with the line ball finds Ryan Alexander. He's been lively early on. There's going to be a nice battle between himself and Conor Carberry. Carberry wins that one though. Line ball. Takes it quickly. Finds Macaulay. Get it in is the call from the Naomh Fionnbarra bench. And to be fair, Carl Grimes did so well to keep that in. But there was nobody around to help him out. Dan Higgins comes again. Kieran Gallagher. And past there, and now look at all this space in front of Dan Higgins. He's got Akers to run into. He's a full forward line to aim for. He's got Killian Foran to his left. He still carries forward. There was a foul there surely, but no. Play on, says the referee, Luke Lacey. Adam Riley a little bit fortunate there, I think, for Fionnbarra that he wasn't blown for a foul there. And here comes Losty. Wayne Losty, he's a goal to his name already. He's got 2 Naomh Barróg players putting a stop to him there, so he goes back to Trollier. Here comes Dillon, Eamon Dillon. Jared Dodrell looks around, and instead he goes back. Tommy O'Neill, the full-back. Carl Turner. Losty. Dodrell again putting that pass in towards Carl Turner, who'd stayed inside, right half back. Again, lovely interplay, nice and patient play by Naomh Fionnbarra. And now we've that injection of pace, and here comes Trollier, here comes Dillon. Oh, what a save! Really good work from Anto Brady there, made himself big. But Eamon Dillon with the chance there for a second goal, and in the end they'll go back, and I think they'll take a point here. They will, from Carl Grimes. But what a start from Naomh Fionnbarra, and they could be even further in front. Again, look at this. Really good direct running from Dodrell. The pass to Dillon. Dillon, well, again, you have to give all the credit to Anto Brady there. I think the Naomh Barróg goalkeeper made himself so big. Dillon had very little angle to aim for. And in the end, it did come out, and it was a point for Carl Grimes, his second of the afternoon. Richie Timmins. Jordan Fitzsimons standing him up. Nice work from him. Finds Liam Duran. And can Duran find the score? He can, outside of the right peg. Lovely score from Liam Duran. And again, end-to-end stuff here in Parnell Park. Great game so far. And that's a wonderful score outside of the right peg from the right wing. Difficult angle. Made it look so easy. All our scores so far, all 5 points, or 5 scores from play. 1-2 to Naomh Fionnbarra, 2 points to Naomh Barróg. Nearly just over 9 minutes gone here in Parnell Park in the second of our afternoon's county finals. Junior final won by O'Dwyer's earlier. And again, Naomh Fionnbarra definitely playing with fire in terms of their kick-out strategy there. Naomh Barróg almost cut them out again, but they managed to carry it, and they managed to make a bit of headway here. We're inside the Naomh Barróg half of the field. Here comes Carl Grimes with 2 points to his name so far. He takes on Mick McCarthy. Here comes Grimes with the right peg. Is that going to turn in? No, it won't. But worth the effort. He had the advantage from the referee, Luke Lacey, anyway. And you'd imagine, without putting the commentator's curse on Lee Cooney, and he should be able to get this one. By no means an easy kick out on the right hand side. But again, with the left foot, should be able to bring this one around. Lee Cooney. That's and indeed I did put the curse on him. That's the first wide of the afternoon. And it's the first wide for Naomh Fionnbarra. 1-2 to 2 points it stays. 10 minutes gone in Parnell Park. The final of the Intermediate County Championship. Again, these two teams played against each other earlier on this year. A game that ended in a draw. Naomh Fionnbarra 11 points. Naomh Barróg 1-8. On we go. Naomh Barróg on the attack through Sean McHugh. Gives that pass inside to his captain Gallagher. Gallagher makes his way in towards goal. Is probably looking for the crucial pass. I think he saw the Ryan Alexander inside him, and he was trying to just slip that ball inside to him. We see Gallagher going away here, and he'd both Richie Timmins and Alexander inside him. And in the end, referee Luke Lacey blows his whistle, and it'll be a free in. And a chance for Naomh Barróg to close the gap. Paul Tolan with the right peg. And he just kind of nudges that over the bar. Nice score. And that gap is back down to 2 points. Again, nicely done. Simple as you like. Now Lars Sweetman assesses his options. They have Barróg working far harder on that kick out just to close down the quick one. That is really nicely done by Gary McCauley in midfield. Bit of space here now for Tommy O'Neill, but wisely the fullback puts the ball in towards Wayne Losty. Has a goal to his name already. Does nicely there to turn inside line. But in the end, Bradley Lyon and Kieran Gallagher do well to dispossess him, but they still have it back through Carl Grimes. Really nice block there from Mick McCarthy, the full back. And they can break here. Mick Tolan. Gibson. Out to the far side is Dan Higgins, who's seen a lot of ball early in the game. He rides that tackle really well. Higgins gives the hand pass now inside towards Killian Foran. Foran out in front of Adam Riley. Adam Riley pulling him to the ground there and right in front of the referee as well. And really, if Adam Riley is going to be at that stuff, he needs to be a little bit cuter with it and not have that happen right in front of the referee. And indeed, that is a black card. I think Adam Riley is pleading with the referee there that Killian Foran was being just as cute, and that once he felt the hand going in, there's the block earlier from Mick McCarthy. Now obviously we had the break then from Naomh Barróg. But I think Adam Riley's argument is that Killian Foran was cute enough. Once he felt the hand come in, he grabbed a hold of it. He kept the hand in there. And it was a harsh black card. But anyway, that's 10 minutes that Naomh Fionnbarra are going to have to go with 14 players. Lars Sweetman is ready to take this kick out again. Referee not too happy, so back we'll go again. Nobody really too sure what's going on here, so I can't give any further clarification either. But anyway, back we go to Lars Sweetman, and we'll have a free kick again to Naomh Fionnbarra. Across the goal they go. Again, from all the way from your nursery days, you would have been told not to do, but again they get away with it. It's a high-risk strategy that they've done for their kick-outs and did for a free kick there, but again they retain possession. And now they'll look to get Glenn Dodrell into the game, but cut out there by Dan Higgins. Space now in front of Kieran Gallagher. Again, playing against 14-man Naomh Fionnbarra at the moment. Gallagher tries to make some headway, but again, there's 3 players from Naomh Fionnbarra creating a wall in front of him. He can make no real ground. Might have been better off laying it off. There was options inside him. Carl Grimes does really well there. Spot Glenn Dodrell. And again, the instruction very clear from the Naomh Fionnbarra sideline. Just keep the ball. Do the simple things well. Lee Cooney bends there and picks up the ball again. Naomh Fionnbarra with a man in the sin bin, so they're a man down. Under no rush really to do anything here. That's really good play from Jared Dodrell. He was playing the advantage. He strikes that and he puts it wide, so we will come back for the free. But again, really clever play from the Naomh Fionnbarra players and indeed the management, just to calm things down. If the pressure isn't coming from the Naomh Barróg players, there's no need to rush anything. Try to eat into that 10 minutes. They've 10 minutes with Adam Riley in the sin bin after that black card. So, let's take your time, lads. Chances will come. And here's one for Lee Cooney with the left foot. And he's kicked that one. And he's done a nice job there. That's his first from a free. Really nice play there from Lee Cooney. And we're going to stop for the first water break of this afternoon with just over 16 minutes gone here in Parnell Park. And we'll have a look back at some of the highlights from that first half. And what a highlight this was. What a finish from Wayne Losty. But it was all about just the interplay, just the understanding between the two full forwards. And they managed to back that up with a point. Literally 30 seconds later from Carl Grimes, but really good pressure on the Naomh Barróg kick out. That turnover led to that Grimes effort and a really nice take and score from the corner forward. Naomh Barróg through Connor Gibson. From the next kick out, they managed to get an answer. But it was that man Grimes again. Really good play this time from Jared Dodrell. Sorry, that was the effort from Eamon Dillon. Really good save from Anto Brady. And again, really nice score there from Liam Dern on 8 minutes. It was Naomh Barróg's second point of the afternoon. And then Paul Tolan brought them to within 2 points. And then the final piece of action from the first quarter was that score from Lee Cooney. So the gap still remains 3 points here in Parnell Park in the intermediate county final. Again, a final that Naomh Barróg lost in 2018, but again they've had success in other areas. They won Division 3 in the football last year. They won Division 2 in the hurling league last year. So plenty of success for Barróg over the last couple of years at senior level, or intermediate level I should say, and in the leagues as well, in both football and hurling. And Naomh Fionnbarra, for their part, they last won an intermediate title way back in 2000, but again over the last couple of years won a Division 3 football title in 2015, Minor B in 2013, and those kind of big days lead to days like this as well. Really good there from the Barróg fullback, Mick McCarthy. He's had a couple of big moments. Really nice block earlier. And that was an important interception there as Wayne Losty was trying to bring Lee Cooney into play. Ryan Alexander, he's got options outside him to his right. He's got Liam Duran inside, waiting for the ball in. Instead, they find Killian Foran. Paul Tolan, a point from a free already this afternoon. Back to Tolan. Again, that's nice from Tolan, just to open it up a little bit for himself, to create the space on his right peg. And to be fair, the pressure was coming across him, but that goes down as a wide. First wide of the afternoon for Naomh Barróg. Wide each. Put it Naomh Fionnbarra with the lead after 19 minutes here in Parnell Park. 3-point lead. Lars Sweetman with the kick out for Naomh Fionnbarra. Where's that going to break? It'll break towards Dan Higgins. Alexander with the pass towards Tolan. Here comes Tolan. Another pass outside to Owen O'Connor. Owen O'Connor with the right foot. Lars Sweetman is going to come off his line, and he does really well there. Kept his eyes on the ball the whole time. High hit there maybe from Liam Duran. I think on Carl Turner. But again, that was all about Lars Sweetman. Just in complete control of his area. Look at that. I guess a cornerback, Brooke Owens, I'm sure he hears the call and he just knows Lars is going to come out. Plenty of experience, hurling goalie, football goalie. And just such a command of his area. Does really well. Back they go again towards Lar. Again, this is this tactic that they have of playing it perhaps in the wrong areas of the pitch. And again, it's another one they get away with, but you just wonder how long they can afford to do this. Keith Russell, their manager, I'm sure, having heart palpitations over on the sideline as he sees them playing around with the ball like that. And not for the first time, they nearly got caught out. But on we go. Jared Dodrell just asking for too much of Eamon Dillon there. Poor pass. Owen O'Connor, centre back for Naomh Barróg, happy to leave it to Mick Tolan. Mick takes it towards Dan Higgins, and Dan is off on his bike again. Tears away from Aaron Costello. Kieran Gallagher, will he manage to keep that in? He won't. But again, just from up here, the Naomh Barróg full forward line are making plenty of runs, but arguably those further out the field just aren't letting the ball in early enough. And I think that's maybe the first time that the half-back line have tried to get the ball into the full forward line. Ball wasn't accurate enough, but anyway. Here comes Billy Foley. Leaves that one behind him, but regathers. Excuse me, Jordan Fitzsimons. Here is Fitzsimons again. That one's going to evade them all. It's going to go to Lee Cooney. Losty's going to get this one. Losty, he's got a goal to his name already. He settles himself. He looks up towards the post and he takes his score. But again, the danger anytime that ball goes in towards Lee Cooney, Wayne Losty, they're just buzzing for it in there. Even Eamon Dillon was coming off the shoulder. But that's 1-1 now for Wayne Losty after 23 minutes of this first half in Parnell Park. Space in front of Sean McHugh. Now gives a pass. That's good and strong in there from the full forward, Richie Timmins. Playing the advantage to his benefit. Lovely score from Richie Timmins. Again, and the time stood still. Everyone was expecting the free kick to come, but Richie played on. And again, that's his first point of the afternoon. 4 points for Naomh Barróg. They still trail by Naomh Fionnbarra by 3. Again, what a week it's been for Naomh Fionnbarra. 23 of the football panel this afternoon were involved in last weekend's Senior Hurling Championship B final. that they won against Coola, 2-14 to 17 points. Nice play from Owen O'Connor, the centre back, feeds Killian Foran. Foran will put that one back towards McHugh. Now they find Paul Tolan. Paul Tolan with the left foot. But again, it's another one that they've driven wide. That's 3 now that they've put wide. Naomh Barróg. And now Adam Riley is he served his 10 minutes in the sin bin, so Adam Riley is back in. So again, in terms of what's gone on in that 10 minutes, I mean, it gets honours even. Naomh Fionnbarra got a point from Wayne Losty. They also got one from Lee Cooney, and Paul Tolan got one, and Richie Timmins got one for Naomh Barróg. So again, Naomh Barróg unable to really make too much headway while they had that extra man. What a mark from Jared Dodrell. He looks to take it quickly, but Mick McCarthy is prowling in there, and anything at all loose in there, he's just mopping up. He's playing so well, the Naomh Barróg full back. Killian Foran doing really well out in front of Adam Riley there. Sean McHugh, bit of space, now gives that towards Alexander. Alexander in! Well, he hit that low. I'm not quite sure whether he was going for a point or whether he was trying to trick Lars Sweetman in the Naomh Fionnbarra goal, but either way, it was a poor finish. Really did expect more from him. Losty loses that one. Bradley Lyon did well on the breaking ball, as is Aaron Costello here, just mopping things up. Brings it forward. Looks out to his right where he'll find Glenn Dodrell. And a point in last week's hurling decider. Losty looks up. Accurate, but just didn't have the legs. And again, full forward line for Naomh Fionnbarra. Carl Grimes, Lee Cooney and Wayne Losty just making a nuisance of themselves here this afternoon. They've got the full 1-4 between them. Lee Cooney with a free. Wayne Losty with 1-1 and Carl Grimes with 2 points. Naomh Barróg for their part, Connor Gibson with a point. Liam Dern with a point. Paul Tolan with a point from a free. And then Richie Timmins with another one from play. Here is Richie again. That one will come back towards Connor Gibson. Gibson looks up towards the post, half fancies a shot, but back he comes. Really good play there from Billy Foley just to get that one. And Fionnbarra so far maintaining their discipline. Dan Higgins. Sean McHugh. Little dink forward there towards Gallagher. Gallagher now making his way in towards Sweetman's goal, and he does really well. Kieran Gallagher, the Naomh Barróg captain. The angle was getting tighter and tighter. Took the right option there, I think. Fist that one over the bar. Slips inside Carl Turner there. And again, in the end, the captain doing really well to take his score. Referee just having a quick chat there with Brooke Owens. Possibly with Liam Dern as well. Five scores apiece, but of course Naomh Fionnbarra with that 1-4 has them 2 points ahead as we approach the half-time break. Owen O'Connor doing really well there, the centre half-back for Naomh Barróg, but referee Luke Lacey blows the whistle and gives it the other direction. Eamon Dillon, space in front of him. There's even more space in front of Dodrell. Glenn Dodrell puts that one in towards his brother. It was cut out, but there was advantage being played. And I'd imagine Lee Cooney, the full forward, will come out to take this one with his left. He's a point to his name already. Dan Higgins still down there for Naomh Barróg. Don't know if there's an injury or more in frustration maybe. but he's up and looks like everyone's all right again. As we watch now, Lee Cooney with the left foot, point already after 16 minutes, and he's doubled his tally for the afternoon, and again just stretches that lead out to 3 points. And lovely strike. He's the foot around. Beautifully done. And to Brady with the kick out, does really well there. Finds Connor Gibson midfield. Took his mark, but won his free as well. Ryan Alexander does well out in front of Conor Carberry. He'll try to get away from Carberry, but Carberry still in the fight there. Paul Tolan pulls back. Here comes Timmins. But again, just really good hassling from the Naomh Fionnbarra backs. Not giving up at all on any of those fights. Jordan Fitzsimons, I think, with the interception, the vital interception there earlier. As we're now watching Paul Tolan. Again, they come back. Richie Timmins with the left. And in the end, again, that all comes from the hassle and the pressure that the Naomh Fionnbarra players have been putting on there. 12 of the players, I think, 11 of the players were all back inside their 45-yard line there. Just putting the pressure on, making nothing easy for Naomh Barróg. And again, that goes down as a wide, but again, it was all because of the pressure. 11 of those players inside the 45. As Lars Sweetman kicks this one out towards midfield. One there by Alexander. He looks in. He sees Liam Duran. He's out in front of Brooke Owens. That's good play here. Here comes Sean McHugh. Sean McHugh is looking for a bit of support. Sean McHugh finds it from Alexander. Ryan Alexander. But again, it's just excellent pressure from the Naomh Fionnbarra players. He'll go for 45. But again, just nothing easy at all. And again, that time, one of the forwards, Jared Dodrell, back there and getting the vital touch on it. Put it out for 45, which Paul Tolan will take. Jared Dodrell, who got that block in. Interesting county final last week. 2 yellow cards. And a point to his name as well. What a week this club has had. Even better if they could add a football title. And that's another one gone wide. And that is 3 wides. 4 wides in total for Naomh Barróg. 2 for Naomh Fionnbarra. As the referee, Luke Lacey, blows the half-time whistle. And as you can see there, it's a 3-point advantage for Naomh Fionnbarra at the end of that first half. And let's have a look at just some of those highlights. Well, what a start they had. That was a great score there from Wayne Losty. Got that one on 23 minutes. Richie Timmins here with the answer. Only seconds after, really. Kieran Gallagher did so well. But this was maybe a goal chance for Ryan Alexander. Just didn't really strike it the way he'd like to. And this is that Gallagher score that I spoke about. Did so well to slip inside Carl Turner and Aaron Costello. And just as that angle narrowed, just decided we'll take our score here. And that was the last score of the first half, taken by Lee Cooney, the Naomh Fionnbarra full forward. And that's the landscape here in front of us. It's Naomh Fionnbarra that lead. They've got 1-5. Naomh Barróg have 5 points, but it's all to play for here in the second half of the intermediate county final. And we'll have that for you after this short break. And you're very welcome back to Parnell Park for the intermediate county final here between Naomh Barróg and Naomh Fionnbarra. And again, if anyone wants to get in touch, feel free to tweet into Dublin GAA and we'll give any of those a shout out. Graham Boyd has been in touch. Yup, the Bars, says Graham. Well, hopefully you're enjoying the action here. It's been a really enjoyable 30 minutes or so that we've had in the first half here. It's been a super game of football. Some really nice scores from both sides. Wayne Losty and indeed the rest of the full forward line for Naomh Fionnbarra have really been running amok. The 1-5 coming from the full forward line. So you'd imagine for joint managers Darren Flood and Kevin Higgins of Naomh Barróg, they'll just want to get that little bit tighter in their full back line and perhaps get a little bit more help from further out the field. But, you know, Barróg can be very happy with their 5-point return from the first half. Conor Gibson, Liam Duran, Paul Tolan, Richie Timmins and Kieran Gallagher with a point apiece. And those four wides maybe come back to bite them at the end of the game. But a really open game. Really enjoyable game here in Parnell Park. And really looking forward to the next 30 minutes. Luke Lacey, the referee. And as I mentioned earlier, these two teams were drawn in the same group. And it was Naomh Barróg that finished top of Group 3 by virtue of score difference. They got 9-15 against Garda in the third round. And by virtue of that, meant they finished at top of the group and went through to the quarterfinals as a result. But in the game that they played in round 2, it was all square. Naomh Fionnbarra 11 points, Naomh Barróg won 8. So we'll see how this one finishes out here this afternoon. Paul Tolan looks inside. Liam Duran makes that run out to the wing, out in front of Brooke Owens. Back here to Paul Tolan again. Nice option towards Kieran Gallagher, the captain, who looks up and spots Conor Gibson. Point in the first half. Can he start the second half in the same way that he started the first? He can. That is excellent from Conor Gibson with the left. Lovely score. Gap back down to 2. Really direct. Just Eamon Dillon keeping half an eye on him, but half an eye no good. And Conor Gibson just managed to plough into that space and with the Kittogue straight over the bar. Lovely start to the second half. And again in the same way that he did in the first. And well, that's not what Naomh Fionnbarra wanted from their next kick out. Mick Tolan. It's that one towards Sean McHugh, who takes in front of Carl Turner. He takes on Turner, loses the ball. Turner does really well. Just stands his ground, and in the end gets help there from Jordan Fitzsimons. Now Lars Sweetman. And again, that's the second one now from Lars Sweetman. He looks towards the heavens, puts the hand up to apologise, but again, it's just handing the initiative straight back to Naomh Barróg when they could have maybe broken and managed to break it up again. Conor Gibson. One on his left earlier. It opened up on his right there briefly and he just took too many steps. Naomh Fionnbarra through Gary McCauley will want to break quickly. Instead he leaves it to Carl Turner, who puts it out here towards Glenn Dodrell. Younger brother of Jared. They find Wayne Losty. He's taking on Bradley Lyne. Excellent play from Losty. Now puts that back towards Eamon Dillon. Dillon runs into traffic, but maintains it. And again, just as he was going down, and again, that's going to be a free all day long as soon as you go down on the ball like that. And we watch here. Losty puts that back towards Dillon. Dillon checks. Loses the ball there, and again, just as he's going down, I mean, like, that's silly. And it's a yellow card there for Mick McCarthy, the fullback. And now we'll see Carl Grimes on the freeze for the first time this afternoon. Lee Cooney taking the ones from the right hand side and getting 2 out of 3. Let's see what Carl can do. He's been very accurate from play, but he's driven this one wide. That's the third wide of the afternoon now for Naomh Fionnbarra. They still lead by 2. Now Anto Brady. looks up, sees where the runs are. Owen O'Connor and Dan Higgins have made a run across each other, and it might still work out for Sean McHugh, but it's well read there by Carl Turner. Does even better to get that one towards Macaulay. And again, Naomh Fionnbarra just eager to get on with it. And why wouldn't they be? Look at this space now in front of Dillon. If he can get it out in front of Higgins, we know this man has pace. But Dan Higgins has kept a close eye on him so far this afternoon. Tommy O'Neill, Fionnbarra full back. Carl Grimes slips inside. Now he's going to need help, or is he? No, that one's wide. And that's 4 wides now for Naomh Fionnbarra. Again, Grimes had options there, but just chose to drive it over with the left. But just not accurate enough. Lovely kick out there from Anto Brady. Barely any backlift, but found Dan Higgins. Oh, that's excellent. If he did manage to keep it in, but the linesman said he didn't. I thought Killian Foran had just managed to swivel his body in the right way. We'll see it here. Not the best of balls, to be fair. It was far too tight to the sideline. But look at Foran here. Just managed to swivel. Thought he'd done enough. Want the linesman closer to the action. He says it was a line ball. Owen O'Connor well read. Out in front of Wayne Losty. That's a lovely pass in towards Liam Durrant. Durrant under pressure from Gary Macaulay. Macaulay does well and bends down. Tried to retain this for Naomh Fionnbarra and does really well. Pressure now on Owens. And Ryan Alexander does really well there, but just when I thought it was going to go Naomh Barróg's way and they'd be able to break, referee blows the whistle, gives the free to Naomh Fionnbarra. On they go again. Jared Dodrell doing really well here. He's looking to give that pass. He gives the pass. Here's an effort for Grimes. Grimes buries the ball! That is superb, and it's again that full forward line that's causing havoc in there. And again, what a run from Dodrell, but he'd support from Losty. Losty inside. Losty does so well. Puts it across. Carl Grimes. That's superb. Another free there. Riley does really well. Here comes Eamon Dillon. Lots of space in front of him. Paul Tolan's trying to keep with him. He skips inside Higgins now. That's Dillon. Dillon drives it over the bar, and that's brilliant. And just like they did in the first half, they get the goal, but then they drive at them again and get the point straight after. That's superb, and that's Eamon Dillon's first point of the afternoon. Keep pushing the kick, keep pushing the kick. That's the instructions coming from the management, and we're seeing a substitute here. Adam Riley is leaving the pitch for Naomh Fionnbarra. And just trying to see who has come in, and indeed it's Jay Rowe who's come in. And here comes Jay Rowe. He's only on the pitch a matter of seconds. And that's lovely, but they play it. Here comes Grimes. Grimes making his way in on goals. Oh, that's a good save. Excellent save from Brady, from Naomh Barróg. Initially, I thought they were going to take the mark, but they played on. And you could understand why in the form that full forward line is in. 2-6 to Naomh Fionnbarra. 6 points to Naomh Barróg. A 6-point advantage. With 7 and a bit minutes gone in this second half here in Parnell Park in the intermediate county final. Ryan Alexander trying to play on there, but the referee is having a fair old stern chat here with one of the Naomh Fionnbarra's players. And we've Kevin Keogh supporting Finnbarrs all the way from Vancouver. Come on, the parish. Well, Kevin, I'd say you're a happy fella so far. Still plenty of time to go. Thanks a million for your comment there, and keep them coming into Dublin GA on Twitter. Again, Naomh Barróg, excuse me, keeping it wide, but again, Naomh Fionnbarra, just like we saw in that first half, they're just tigerish in defence. They're not giving anything easy. And again, interesting to see there, Conor Carberry berating Aaron Costello there, like there was, as if to say, there's no need, don't need to give away the silly frees. We're doing everything right. Let's keep at it. Whistle blown. This will be a free in so for Naomh Barróg. Again, they'd need this just to stem the flow. And that's well done by Paul Tolan. Second point for Paul, and both of them have been from frees. And loads of time is the talk from the Naomh Barróg players, in particular Liam Duran there. He's chatting to everyone outside him. Loads of time. Lars Sweetman with the big kick out and looking to get J Rowe into the game. Dan Higgins driving forward. Delicate pass there and trying to get that one towards Liam Duran. But he wasn't able to get on the end. It wasn't the best pass, to be fair. Lee Cooney way back there, and that's a loose pass. Richie Timmins trying to cut it out. Richie with the hit there on Tommy O'Neill, and it'll be free out to Tommy O'Neill. Richie Timmins is furious, but again, you can understand it. Just receiving a little bit of attention there is Tommy O'Neill. But again, let's have a look at that finish. Oh, sorry, that's the save, from Brady. And again, if that had gone in, 3-6 to 6 points as it would have been at the time, it would have been very, very difficult for Naomh Barróg to find a way back into this. But as it is, that save from Anto Brady just about keeps them in this game, and obviously that point that they're just after getting from Paul Tolan. That gap is 5, and they've plenty of time left. Number 22, Robbie O'Callaghan, is coming in for Naomh Fionnbarra. And trying to see who's gone off for Naomh Fionnbarra. But and I think it's Glenn Dodrell that's leaving the pitch there, and Robbie O'Callaghan, as I said, has come in. Naomh Barróg still to make any change, and here is O'Callaghan. Eamon Dillon loses that in contact though. Mick Tolan doing really well. Dan Higgins. And that's brilliant. And that's very unlucky. Tommy O'Neill might see it on the replay. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought Tommy O'Neill had done everything right there. Stood his ground. Here comes Dan Higgins, who's again been a live wire for them all afternoon. And again, I thought he stood his ground, did everything right, unless an advantage had been played from before then. But this will be another opportunity for Paul Tolan to narrow that gap further. 5 points between the teams. 12 minutes gone in this second half of the Intermediate Football Championship in Parnell Park. Paul Tolan, and he hits that, and he's hit that beautifully over the bar. And again, just Naomh Barróg doing enough to stay in this game and to stay within touching distance of Naomh Fionnbarra. And you can just hear the players saying to themselves, loads of time, no rush, no panic. Lars Sweetman, goalkeeper for Naomh Fionnbarra, and puts that one over there onto the right hand side. It seems to be the side that he most favours, and that time trying to get Jared Dodrell into the game. Here comes Owen O'Connor, little pass there towards Kieran Gallagher, but they just lose out. And here comes Eamon Dillon, pass there towards Lee Cooney, or Dillon again. Nice interplay. from Naomh Fionnbarra players. And now here we have Carl Grimes taking on Mick McCarthy. Cuts inside him. Mick McCarthy comes across him with a strong hand. And McCarthy's on a yellow, so I'd imagine he hasn't got much room left for manoeuvre in terms of referee Luke Lacey and what he'll be happy to let go here this afternoon. One more tick and I'd say he could be in trouble. But again, 2 points for Paul Tolan for Naomh Barróg at the other end. This opportunity now for Carl Grimes. First one from a free, he sent wide earlier, but he makes no mistake with that one. And O'Brady in goals. Takes it for Naomh Barróg, and Conor Gibson does really well. Now Naomh Fionnbarra, they've got space. Here we go, making his way in towards goal. And again it's another score, and that's really nice play from Robbie O'Callaghan. He's only on the pitch a short while. He had Eamon Dillon inside him, but again, it's just clever play, isn't it? Angle narrows, and just Robbie O'Callaghan does all the right things. Takes the score, keeps the scoreboard tipping along. Super Robbie, says the substitutes for Naomh Fionnbarra. And well, they might really good take there from Conor Carberry. And again, you just feel that Naomh Fionnbarra, after weathering the Naomh Barróg purple patch, and now they're just starting to come into the rhythm again. O'Callaghan, Kieran Gallagher sticking with him, but just left the hand in long enough for Luke Lacey, the referee, to have a decision to make. And you'd imagine they'll ask Lee Cooney to come over and take this, and indeed he is. Again, stood his man. But again, Kieran Gallagher just left the hand in long enough. And Lee Cooney from the right-hand side. It's the right side for a left-footed kicker, but this is a difficult one. Sun is in his eyes. It's a high one. This is one that's going to be nowhere near the goal mouth. And that's well taken by Grimes. Grimes hits that, drives that, and that is wonderful. That hits the bar, but splits it, and that is brilliant. He gathers it really well here first off, and then just drives through 3 tackles and just drives that over the bar. And if this score and this margin should stay this way between now and the end of the game, the performance of the Naomh Fionnbarra full forward line, I think they're the ones who'll get all the headlines, of course, but I mean, like, the delivery into them has been spot on time and time again, but they've been ruthless with the chances they've got. Ryan Alexander now for Naomh Barróg turns, but again, that is really good work from Conor Carberry. The ref hasn't given him the benefit of the doubt there, but again, you wonder, you think he stands really strong, and again, not much in that either. Kind of very similar to the, we had an example earlier. Was it Gary McCauley or Aaron Costello who put in the hit, and again they were blown up for a foul. But anyway, on we go. Paul Tolan with the left switches the play over towards Dan Higgins. Dan Higgins takes his own score, and that's really nice play from Dan Higgins. There wasn't too many options inside him. As I counted, there was 13 players inside the 45-metre line for Naomh Fionnbarra, so it was really crowded in there. So in the end, Dan Higgins takes it upon himself to take that score, and really nice play from Dan Higgins, and it narrows that gap back down to 6 points as we head into the last water break of the afternoon. And again, we just take a look at some of the highlights of this second half. Carl Grimes with that goal after 36 minutes. Brilliantly finished from Naomh Fionnbarra. Again, it's just about taking the right option at the right time. Here's Eamon Dillon, his first point of the afternoon. He's been He's been lively. That was really important. Literally moments after the goal for Karl Grimes, he was able to add on the point just like they had done in the first half. Really good save there from Anto Brady. In goals, Karl Grimes looking for his second. And again, Paul Tolan has done everything asked of him from the free kicks for Naomh Barróg. He's got 3. This was his third of the afternoon after 42 minutes. And again, just keeps them in touch. And you're kind of thinking the tide is maybe starting to turn again. But Naomh Fionnbarra, as they did in the first half, are just able to put point after point after point together. Good impact here from Robbie O'Callaghan, the substitute. Again, taking the right option. And then we had this score. Not the best of free kicks from Lee Cooney, but well gathered from Karl Grimes, and he was able to just get out in front of his man, take it, drive it over the bar. And then the last action of the third quarter, which was Dan Higgins, who took the responsibility on himself for Naomh Barróg and drove that one over the bar. So we've 15 or so minutes to go here in Parnell Park. And again, it's a 6-point gap with Naomh Fionnbarra chasing an elusive double. They won the hurling title, Senior Hurling Championship B final last weekend against Coola. 23 of today's panel were involved then. Can they complete a remarkable week for the club, for the parish of Cabra, a club that was founded in 1945. And if you've a spare 3 minutes on your hands, you could do a lot worse than looking at the AIG Dub Club Chronicles. A really nice mini documentary on that club. Tolan driving forward for Naomh Barróg. Had the advantage, and we'll come back. But as I said, a really nice mini documentary there. A couple of really nice anecdotes from club stalwarts like Ailish Lang and Nicky Keogh and Joe Casserly, and about how in particular in 95 3 club members put their houses up and managed to raise the 200 grand in old money, of course, back then. Actually raised the finance for their clubhouse. So what a gesture from those 3 club members. And Liam O'Grady, their games promotion officer, talking so warmly and affectionately about the area and all the work that's been done. Paul Tolan for Naomh Barróg, though, back to proceedings here, does the job. They've 10 points now. That's his 4th of the afternoon. And again, they just keep narrowing that gap, but you feel that they desperately need a goal. Substitute coming in here now for Naomh Barróg, and that's number 17, Luke Nolan. He's after coming in. And try to see who's gone off. I think it's Killian Foran that's gone off. But it's definitely Luke Nolan that's come in for Naomh Barróg. Naomh Barróg on the attack through Captain Gallagher, puts that one out towards McHugh. But again, just really good play. It's simple stuff, but again, I think it was Jay Rowe there, the midfielder for Naomh Fionnbarra, just putting his... that's a loose pass there. Well, Graham Boyd sending in a comment there. He feels goal number 3 is coming for Naomh Fionnbarra. We'll wait and see, Graham. I'm sure they wouldn't mind if they stuck to 2 goals, but they still managed to see it through. Eamon Dillon driving, but that's not going to have the legs. And indeed, it breaks there through Karl Grimes, and Mick McCarthy, the Barróg full-back. There's just about enough there. Wins his free, and we'll come back towards Anto Brady for the kick out, or for the free kick, I should say. Connor Gibson, he's after getting 2 points here this afternoon. Does really well. And there's another substitute there for Naomh Barróg. That's Matthew Owens. He's after coming in. And And indeed a third substitute. It's number 23, Matthew Moffat. There's 3 subs so in for Naomh Barróg. And here comes a Naomh Fionnbarra sub. We'll see who that is. That's number 21. And that's Mark O'Neill. He's after coming in. And I think it is Tommy O'Neill, the full-back, that's leaving the pitch. And I'd say Tommy just carrying that little bit of an injury from earlier on when he was receiving attention. Paul Tolan with the right peg. That's going to break in around the goal. And Sweetman in the goals did really well. Just put enough on it. And Carl Turner underneath the break did the rest. And Costello. And O'Connor cuts that one out for Naomh Barróg. 5 points in it. Less than 10 minutes to go here in Parnell Park. Fitzsimons. And really well. Just tidies things up back there. Gary McCauley. Back to Carl Turner. And again, just using the width of the pitch here. Obviously a massive pitch here in Parnell Park. And Gerard Dodrell pleading with the referee there that he did nothing to Kieran Gallagher, but decision made. Free to Naomh Barróg. Paul Tolan for Naomh Barróg. He's got 4 frees so far this afternoon. This would be a monster kick if he gets it. It's certainly high enough. And where's this one going to break? Well, that was really good work from Mark O'Neill, the Naomh Fionnbarra player. He's only on a couple of minutes, but just got a strong hand to that. Dan Higgins at a point earlier in the second half for Naomh Barróg, and puts that one towards the left corner back, and Billy Foley drives that one to the left and wide. Referee consultation with one of his umpires in there. And another sub coming in there for Naomh Fionnbarra as we watch Gary McCauley leaving the pitch. And that's Anthony Costello that's after coming in for him, by the way. Anthony, who scored 1-1 in the hurling final last weekend against Coola. And the players are appealing for a mark there, but on we go, and here comes an effort here, and that's driven in low and hard by Luke Nolan and over the bar. But interestingly, Naomh Barróg players rightly calling for the mark, but the ref didn't want to know about it, and on we went. Luckily for them, Luke Nolan drives that one over the bar, and that's 3 in a row now for Naomh Barróg. Is there time enough to bring this one to extra time? 4 points in it. In around midfield, really good play there from Costello. Here comes Jay Rowe. Jay Rowe. Perfect ball in there towards O'Callaghan. Losty coming to his help. And they were just trying to get it back in towards Robbie O'Callaghan, but it was cut out. And again, just Naomh Barróg or Naomh Fionnbarra just need to calm things down a bit. They've got the 4-point advantage, but you know, and time is running out for Naomh Barróg. But those loose balls, again, just give the advantage back to Naomh Barróg, and they have the players certainly to cause damage. Here comes McHugh. He's on a good run here. Now he lays it off. Paul Tolan makes his way in. Here's a goal. That's a goal, and it's been given. What an introduction from Luke Nolan. He's just scored 1-1 in the space of 30 seconds. Look at this. Super run from Sean McHugh. As I said, they had the players to cause plenty of trouble. Tolan, nice and patient, skips inside Turner and then puts the pass across. Again, the Naomh Fionnbarra players are appealing for a square ball. Luke Nolan did appear to be in there. Again, not mic'd up to the referee, and so we can't be sure of the conversation that they're having here. But again, yeah, both flags will be put across, and that goal is going to be ruled out for the square ball. If we see it again, it was well finished. Paul Tolan with the patience to drag the defenders in, and then he put it across, but Luke Nolan was clearly in the square when it came across to him. And to be fair to the umpires, they were right on the decision there. And referee Luke Lacey went in, took his time, and came to the right decision. Lee Cooney ploughs ahead. Carl Grimes is off his shoulder. Here comes Grimes. Grimes drives it over the bar. And well, that's heartbreaking stuff really for Naomh Barróg. At the other end, they think they've the goal. But then Naomh Fionnbarra come back, drive forward, and again Cooney and Grimes. That's a really well taken score. Here we go from Tolan. Tolan will pass it off to his captain Gallagher. Gallagher low! Oh, what a finish! Kieran Gallagher, the captain for Naomh Barróg. Oh, that's a rocket. Well, the previous goal was ruled out for a square ball, but there was nothing wrong with this. Look at this for a finish. Oh, Lars Sweetman could have had his hurl in his hand and he wouldn't have stopped it. That was brilliant from Kieran Gallagher. We're in for a grandstand finish here in Parnell Park. Keep it going is the shout from the Naomh Barróg bench. They've got 14 points. Naomh Fionnbarra have 16. 2-point game. Jared Dodrell loses out though. That should be a free to Naomh Barróg, and it is. And that ball has been kicked away, so they should get another few yards for that. And indeed they do. Silly stuff from the Naomh Fionnbarra players, but Naomh Barróg will have this ball. It's been a brilliant second half. Such character from the Barróg players as well. Potential push in the back there. Brooke Owens on Liam Duran. But on we go, says the referee Luke Lacey. And again, what's the decision here? He's given it to Naomh Fionnbarra. I don't know exactly what happened there, but we'll see the incident again. Brooke Owens did really well over by the sideline. And again, it was given for a foul. But anyway, here we go with Barróg. Again, they should have time here, but here comes McHugh looking for the goal. Where's that going to break? Sweetman, it's in there in the square, and that's been buried. Has it been given? It has. Unbelievable turnaround. Number 23, Matthew Moffat. Unbelievable stuff here. Again, time seemed to stand still. And again, Moffat, he had a quick look up towards the umpires to see was there any doubt around this one in a square ball. He seemed to be coming in from outside the square. In any event, it's a 1-point advantage to Naomh Barróg. This is unbelievable. Free kick to Naomh Fionnbarra. Time, we've gone well over the 60. But it'll be a line ball to Naomh Barróg, and they'll certainly be in no rush here. What a finish we've had. Again, in the last 11 minutes, Naomh Barróg have scored 2-3. Eamon Dillon. Mick McCarthy comes across him. Eamon Dillon. Eamon Dillon fires it. Oh my God! What a finish! Oh, anybody else takes a point, but not Eamon Dillon, because he's not anybody else. He's Trollier. And he's after burying that to the back of the net. Oh, what a grandstand finish. Graham Boyd, you called it. There's a third goal coming, but I don't think you expected it in that fashion. Unbelievable stuff here in Parnell Park. What answer will Naomh Barróg have? It's been a brilliant second half. The first half was good, but this has been superb. $310 to Naomh Fionnbarra, 19 points. 2-11 to Naomh Barróg, 17 points. It's a 2-point margin again. That's going to be a free to Naomh Barróg. Luke Nolan did really well there. He scored a point since coming on. He scored a goal as well, which was chalked out for a square ball. Foul on Paul Tolan. Paul will take his time here. Just settling. Want to make sure that the laces are right. Interesting decision now that he has to make. I'm sure he'll have a quick chat to the referee. Do I have time to put this over the bar, or do I need to go for a goal? Lob it in there and see what happens. Looks like he'll go for a point, so he's obviously been told there is time for at least a kick out. Tolan curls that beautifully. That is a really nice effort, but that's still in there. In the end, it's not going to go over the bar, and it's still in play. Here comes Robbie O'Callaghan, full of running. He's got a point already here this afternoon, and he's still going strong. Tries to give that off. Manages to give it off to Lee Cooney, the full forward. And that's as good a score as you're going to get at this stage of the game. But that's brilliant from Robbie O'Callaghan. As I said, he scored a point earlier. But at this stage of the game, with it all on the line, long one hit in there. Where'll this one break from Eamon Dillon? Owen O'Connor bends. And that is the final whistle, and history is made. They've won the double. But not only have they won the double, what a grandstand finish we had here in Parnell Park. The scoreboard will read 310 to 211. And you feel for Naomh Barróg, you really do. Everything they put into it. The 2-3 they scored in the last 10 minutes put them ahead in the most unbelievable fashion. But Eamon Dillon on 64 minutes, when everyone else would have driven it over the bar and brought us to a drawn game and perhaps extra time, not Eamon Dillon. He took on the Naomh Barróg defence and he drove it to the back of the net. And it is a remarkable double for the club from Cabra. Here we have some of those second half highlights. Paul Tolan with that point on 51. And again, it just set things in motion for Naomh Barróg. Here we had really good win there. And Luke Nolan, the substitute, just drove that one over the bar again. That brought them to 11 points to 2-9. 4-point gap at this stage. Sean McHugh was full of running throughout this game. And Paul Tolan again putting that across, but the right decision, I think, from the referee to chalk that one off for the square ball from Luke Nolan. Cooney to Grimes. They were superb all afternoon. And this was the point from Carl Grimes on 59 minutes to put them 2-10 to 11 points ahead. And you're kind of thinking at that stage, this is game over. But then Gallagher, look at that. I mean, like, to see it again. Just what a finish. But they weren't done there. 2 minutes later. Again, bit of messing on the far sideline. I think Naomh Fionnbarra won this free. But from that resulting play, it all broke down. And who was there? Only Matthew Moffat to bury it to the back of the net after 62 minutes, which put them a point ahead. And then look at this, Lee Cooney again sizes up his options. Most delicate of balls in towards Eamon Dillon. Sizes up Mick McCarthy, the big full back. drives in, pulls across Owen O'Connor, and look at that for a finish past Anto Brady. Fist to the air. That's 1-1 for Eamon Dillon, but I don't think he's going to score a more perfect and more crucial goal ever again. And there you have Keith Russell, their manager, in the middle of that. And in the same way as Niall Brady, their hurling manager, would have been so proud of his charges last week, you can be absolutely sure that Keith Russell is going to be exactly the same. Have to give huge credit to Darren Flood and Kevin Higgins and their management team and all the Naomh Barróg players, because they gave it their all. Left it all out on the pitch, and that's all you can ask for. But they come up just agonisingly short on the day. I think on the balance of play, Naomh Fionnbarra deserved it. But that doesn't mean that there won't be heartbreak for Naomh Barróg. With 62 minutes on the clock, they led by a point. But that's until Trollier did his bit. 1-1 in the hurling final last week. 1-1 in the football final this week. That's not a bad return for 2 weekends' labour. And we're watching now as Conor Carberry makes his way up the steps, and the rest of the Naomh Fionnbarra players make their way up the steps. And indeed Aaron Costello and Gary McCauley, hand sanitisers at the ready, and they're going to accept the trophy very shortly. But what a game we had here this afternoon. I hope you enjoyed it on Dubs TV, because it was an absolute belter of a game. And that'll be Mick Sievers, the county board chairman. He's going to present the trophy. And again, he doesn't have a microphone up there, so he's similar to what we had in the junior decider earlier. He's going to have a quick speech from up there, but unfortunately we won't be able to hear him. But you have to laugh. You have to enjoy it. It's been a mental couple of months. A championship that started for them 2 months ago. And here they are. It started for them in Westmanstown against the Guards. They won that day 2-15 to 3-10. And they're back here 2 months later as county champions. They drew then with Naomh Barróg. They beat St. Pat's. In the quarter-final, they beat Scully Chunnell. And in the semi-final, they beat Round Towers. And here they are today. And they've accounted for Naomh Barróg. What a season they've had. As I said, 23 of last weekend's hurlers are back here today, winning a second county title in the space of 2 weeks. And again, a club that was established in 1945 in Cabra. They've 22 teams, over 450 members. And they last won an intermediate title back in 2000. But given everything that's gone on this year with COVID-19, etc., you'd imagine they'll cherish this one even more. And again, apologies that we can't hear County Board Chairman Mick Sievers and his speech and acknowledging the brave efforts of Naomh Barróg there, but all the credit due to Naomh Fionnbarra, to their manager Keith Russell, to their joint captains up there, Aaron Costello and Gary McCauley, who will very shortly raise that intermediate trophy. And we might even get another rendition of that song. But what a game, and what a finish. Again, some of the standout performers for Naomh Fionnbarra, the likes of Carl Grimes, who was superb. from play, but he also got a couple of important scores from frees. Lee Cooney the same in terms of his contribution from frees and from play. That ball that he played into Eamon Dillon in almost the last act of the game. Dillon still had a lot to do, mind, but it was a super ball. He just had to run onto it and then take on his man Mick McCarthy. And again, Wayne Losty, what a performance from him as well. 1-1 in the first half, and he was very lively in the second half as well. And again, Mick Seaver's unable to hand the actual trophy over, but how bad? Here we go. Costello and Gary McCauley lifting the Intermediates Senior Football Championship trophy high into the air. And what a moment for Naomh Fionnbarra, for their players, for their supporters at home. I hope you enjoyed it. We had people from as far away as Vancouver, and we've from people from as nearby as Cabra watching on, and I hope you enjoyed it here on Dubs TV. And trying to listen in and get a flavour of what Aaron Costello was saying over there. Again, 3 cheers for Naomh Barróg and their brave efforts. And privileged to be up here raising this on behalf of you all. Waited a long time to do it. And there you go. Great scenes up in the stands in Parnell Park. Difficult for everyone to do it with everyone, family and friends and loved ones not being around, but I'm sure it'll be cherished. Back there in Cabra. And again, a championship that started on the 25th of July in Westmanstown ends here in Parnell Park as intermediate football champions a week after they secured the Senior Hurling Championship B title against Coola. And this is the all-important goal. Eamon Dillon, rocket of a finish. And really there was no way back for Naomh Barróg after that. They gave it their all, but really I think on the balance of play Naomh Fionnbarra deserved this one, and maybe just took their eye off the ball a little towards the end to allow Naomh Barróg into it. But they'll enjoy their celebrations. Socially distanced, of course, but thoroughly deserved. And we hope that the likes of Ailish Langan and Nicky Keogh and Joe Casserly and all those great club people back in Cabra will enjoy this one as sweetly as they enjoyed the hurling win last week. But from all of us here on Dubs TV, it's been a busy day. Congratulations to O'Dwyer's. Congratulations to Naomh Fionnbarra. It's been a brilliant couple of weeks and months bringing all the action here. From myself, Mark Sobuchla, thanks a million for being with us on Dubs TV, and we'll chat to you soon. Slán Tamil.